Hello YouTube, here with another Yu-Gi-Oh related video. Yes, I actually do play the physical card game like an idiot in addition to masterduel. Um, so I also do play Skystriker, of course, in real life. So we're gonna check out my deck profile. Let's get to it. So of course you gotta play the 3 Ray. 1, 2, 3. 3 Ray, of course. She is the bread and butter soul of the deck. Anything less than that is of course wrong. So I always play 3 of her. And this is where I go differently. Some people only play 2, but I play 3 Rose. Because I figured you don't draw a Rose or a Ray or anything like that, you're just basically gonna lose. So, oh yeah, I should also mention this is basically blind seconding. So yeah, 3 Ray, 3 Rose. Might cut that to 1, to 2 actually. Who knows? Next is hand traps. We got 3 Effect Veiler. So it's fairly solid hand trap. I think it hits basically almost everything. Of course, 3 Ash Blossom. Self-explanatory, good hand trap. This was Master Duel, and obviously it would be 3 Maxi, but unfortunately it isn't. And of course, I'm playing the Destiny Hero package, so 1 Celestial, 1 Dasher. We're only down to 2 Fusion Destiny, but that's okay because we play Predaplant Anaconda, so we'll get to that. And next, I'll show you the spells. I play 1 Area 0, 1 Widow Anchor, 2 Widow Anchor, 3 Widow Anchor actually, and then 1 Afterburner, 1 Jamming Wave for Eldritch, I presume. Of course, the 1 Engage, the 1 Hornet Drone, 1 Multi-Roll, 1 Shark Cannon, and then the Terraforming. So this is a search Area 0 and another card you'll see and possibly hate. Play 3 Forbidden Chalice. I play 3 Forbidden Chalice because I rather play that than, pay up for Forbidden Droplet. Also, I feel like Striker, it needs every card it can get. Probably like that. It depends. I guess Phantom Knights is getting real popular apparently, but for now I think Chalice is fine. I'm playing 3 Cyclone. I might smooth this aside, but for now I'll put it in the main deck again for Outledge. Presumably it's going to be like super popular now because of 3 Skill Drain. Play the 1 Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice is really good, especially with Fusion Destiny, because it'll probably basically be live if you use that and like at least like 1 hand trap, right? Because Ray, Rose, Send Out the Grave is gonna be live. And of course the 1 Mystic Mine. I'm sorry, I know I hate this card too, but Mystic Mine is how you stop, really omni-negate decks, and I'm assuming with the Venture package, it's a way to bait it out. Of course you play the 2 Fusion Destiny. Self-explanatory, really good card. You get a Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, pretty good. 1 Reinforcement of the Army, and then finally 1 Upstart. And then the final 3 trap cards we play, of course, is just 3 Impermanents. Alright, so now we'll move on to the extra and side deck. Now that we get onto the extra deck, we're going to of course have the 1 Phoenix Enforcer. Really good card. Use it on your opponent's turn, get rid of stuff. It also doesn't target, so that's great. And then of course the Skystriker cards. We have our 1 Kaina, ultra rare, pretty nice. I managed to get her before she exploded in price. Play 2 Zeke. People can argue play 1 Zeke. I prefer to have 2 because most of the time a burn 2 will always use at least 1 every duel because it gets rid of monsters, problematic stuff, breaks boards. Really good card. Of course, unlike Master Duel, you have 3 Kagari. I really hope the Alta Art at least goes to Master Duel. That's pretty good. Would I rather have 3 Kagari and 1 Engage, or 2 Engage and 1 Kagari? Probably 3 Kagari, because at least that means you got like 3 more chances, right? Technically, rather than just like 3 Engage, right? Because 2 Kagari, or 1 Kagari, 2 Engage, right? So that's 3 times, and then this would be 4. Anyways, of course you play 3 Shizuku, right? 3 Shiguku, pretty standard. 3 Hayate. You can probably cut this to 2, to be honest. Put in another card you may or may not need. I find that most of the time you just poke twice. I don't think the duel needs to go any longer because of this guy. And of course the utility cards, I play Phoenix, and then I play Verte Anaconda, because this card is not banned yet, and it's a quick way to get to Fusion Destiny. Alright. And then of course, for side deck, which is completely untested, but I'm just assuming the meta will be Sword Soul, which for you Master Duel people may not know, it's a really good 1-card synchro deck basically. And assuming Eldritch and I guess Phantom Knights will probably be the good top meta decks. So anyways, playing 3 token collector. Keep this card in mind. Later, one day when Sword Soul goes to Master Duel, it basically eats up your opponent's token and especially something from hand or grave. So that's pretty good. So 3 of those. Then we played the other hand trust, 3 Duty Crow. Hits, you know, the Mirror Match, the other Engage, the Phantom Knight, like what is it, that one trap, Fog Blade. Hits Sword Soul, potentially, if you want, one of the Worm Dragons, I think. So that, of course, more back row, 3 Twin Twister, 3 Nibiru for combo decks. I think this is more relegated for the side deck now, considering it's probably the biggest hit against Sword Soul, and maybe Sword Soul on the down low, who knows, it might probably go to main deck and probably change this out for the Cosmic Cyclones. And of course the 3 Mistaken Arrest, because I can't find my Drolls, and I only have found 1 Droll, but at the moment, you know, it kind of basically almost does this same effect, but it's a chainable thing, and you can't, you know, hit Call by the Grave for it. I think it's just, you know, a pretty neat card. Would I put in Evenly Matched and Lightning Storms and all this stuff? Absolutely, probably, if I had the money. But, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is outrageously expensive at the moment. Pro tips, you Master Duel people, don't be like me, an idiot, and play the physical card game as well, because it's extremely expensive. I would just like to mention, though, that I did not technically pay for any of these cards because, you know, I had a decent collection, buy, sell, trade here and there. So that's the only thing I got going for it. Alright, gang. Actually, I should probably mention a little thing about side decking. So side decking is something that's probably not in Mastery yet, but who knows, with the events coming up, maybe they'll add in like a little feature where you can side out cards. But just want to quickly go over side decking. Side decking is a very important part of the game. It's one, well, it's like, you know, basically a third of the game, right? So what do you side deck out? What do you take out of your deck? What do you put in your deck? So what I would usually do in siding out cards is I would side out like tech choices, you know. I would not want to side out like engine cards or cards I know absolutely would be good against the opponent. So for example, if I was playing against Sword Soul, which I mentioned, it's a deck that basically summons a token, right? So these are the cards I would usually take out. I would take out a Terraforming, an Upstart, and Pot of Avarice is what I would take out for this deck, particularly this build, right? Why do I take these out? It's because Upstart is just a mulligan card. This, it's not always a guarantee to go off, right? And then Terraforming, again, is just like basically another way to search for something. And it's not really that important, right? So I take out these 3, and then I will put in the cards that I would use against the deck, right? So, for example, Token Collector. So I would side those 3 out, put these 3 in, shuffle, power shuffle. If you don't know what power shuffling is, please look that up. And then hopefully you draw one of these to, you know, blow out your opponent. But sometimes it doesn't work, and that sucks. That's okay. But anyways, the idea of side decking, that's basic theory, you know. You would side out cards you know wouldn't really help you, or tech choices, or things you can basically sacrifice in order to get like a blowout card, like a Token Collector or something like that. Another thing, I should probably give another example, like, oh, what if I play against like a super heavy combo deck like PK or whatever, right? Then you would side out like 3 cards, right? And then maybe I would side out something like a Reinforcement of the Army, right? Because I already run 3 rows, 3 Ray, the Hornet drones. So that's 7 names, and I think the probability of at least me drawing one of those things is pretty high. Reinforcement, not really that necessary. So what do I side in, right? What do you side in? I would side in, you know, like for PK, for example, like Nibiru, because I know they special summon a lot, and probably something like a, you know, like a Deity Crow or whatever, because they have what's it called? The Fog Blade, right? So you side like maybe 2 Deity Crow, 2 Nibiru, something like that, or maybe like 3 of Nibiru, 1 Deity Crow, 3 Deity Crow, 1 Nibiru, something like that. Probably not Deity Crow, because, you know, I don't think hitting the Fog Blade is that important, and you'd rather just wipe the board, right, with the you know, Nibiru token. Oh, speaking of token, here you go. Pretty cool, right? Japanese. Ooh, cool. Anyways, so yeah, that's a little thing I want to talk about. Side deck theory is very important. It might never ever happen in the Master Duel, but, you know, in case you want to play the real life card game, which you shouldn't, but, you know, because it's really expensive, but it's something to keep in mind of side decking. That's what I would do if I were playing this deck. And one more pro tip, you know, again, doesn't really apply to Master Duel, but it's real life. Real life, there's so much mind games, so much psychological stuff that you can do to bluff out your opponent. So what I would usually do when I'm siding is I would stack my side deck on top of my real deck, right? And then slowly but surely, try to, you know, put in, this is how I would side, right? So my opponent can't tell how many cards I'm siding in. Maybe I'm siding 1, maybe I'm siding 2, who knows? Maybe I'll put one back. Oh, maybe I'll take it back out, put something else in. Ooh, you think I'm siding DD Crow? Maybe I'm actually siding Nibiru. Ooh, right? Do that, and then make sure you obviously count, so, you know, take out what cards you want, you know, so you're gonna probably take out something like Counter Cyclone, right? Or Forbidden Lands, take that out, put it back in the ton. That's how you would, you know, psych people out. Maybe you don't even side, who knows? But you'll never know, your opponent doesn't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. Peace.